Welcome to another edition of International Soccer Break. I'm your host, Sahil, here with Rahi and Ishana, and we will be talking about the Champions League Semifinals, second legs, the deciding legs. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a lot of fun action today, correct?
I mean, the first half was so boring. I should just start there. It was a lot of fun action in the second half, in my opinion.
And a lot of controversy as well. So let's dive into the game. Reactions panel. What's going on?
There's only one team that ever was really going to win this tournament, wasn't there? There's only one team of destiny, one team of fate. It's always been the same team over and over again. Either Real Madrid finds a way to lose, somehow someone beats them, or they do what they've always done for their history. In that stadium, find a way to get the job done. Frankly, I have run out of words to describe that magical quality they have, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why in this tournament, nobody can dethrone the king. Nobody.
I'll tell you what the magical quality they have is. It's called luck. I'm sorry, but this win today, in my opinion, was luck.
It's luck. Every single time, everyone says it's luck. When you're down to City and you come back with two incredible goals late, it's luck. When you look dead at Chelsea, you come back, it's luck. It's always luck. When you tie the game late against Atletico Madrid, somehow, some way, at a certain point, it can't be luck. Okay, how many times can they do it over and over again? There's some magical quality.
I firmly believe that Bayern would not have conceded that goal had they been playing with 10 people on the pitch. I really think as soon as he was off for too long, I was like, you guys, someone's going to score. I mean, even the commentators were like, they need to get him back on the pitch. It looked helter-skelter,
But you just knew. Watching this team year after year, you just knew that they would do something. And it's unbelievable. Manuel Neuer, who was frankly the best player on the field, makes an egregious error at the worst time, gifting a goal to Real Madrid. But somehow they find a way to make other teams make mistakes. And I think it's because they never quite turn off. They always believe at the end of games that they can score, they will come back. And honestly, everyone in that stadium believed they would come back. Ancelotti believed they would come back.
I have a hard time believing everybody in that stadium believed that they would come back.
Yes, everybody did.
5 minutes
after watching. Yes, everybody. And think about who did score. Joselu, of all people.
Yeah.
That's the magic of Real Madrid. This guy his career was done.
Yeah.
And now he's a match winner for the biggest club in the world in the semifinal of Champions League. And I know that there's huge elements of luck, though they were the better team today. They were the better team on the pitch today. But beyond that, it's not just luck. It's spirit. It's drive. Remember those old United teams with Sir Alex? And that we'd always wonder, how come they always find a way to score late? It's because they continue to go till the very end, whereas a lot of teams don't. And that's the difference.
I mean, I feel like that second goal, it's almost as though they won off a technicality.
What did you think, Ishana, about the last play of the match? Obviously, let's talk about that. Well, because I think in the last play of the match, De Ligt scores. The Real Madrid defenders do stop playing a little bit, and the linesman calls an offside, raises flag when 9 out of 10 times, the linesman shouldn't be calling that. In fact, 10 out of 10 times the linesman shouldn't be calling that. It was just a very, very rare situation for the linesman to raise his flag in that particular situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely a really bad error, and Bayern deserved better that way, but I don't think that, I mean, they clearly stopped playing. It wasn't like it was a goal that although it did kind of look like that well, yeah, actually it looked like the goal that Real Madrid scored that was then reviewed and
given the goal, yeah.
So, but the play looked similar, right? Where the players just kind of stopped playing. So I don't think that's, I mean, the way it shook out was was sort of unfair, but I don't really think they would have scored, even if he had that shot on target. Like,
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
there was
it's
a marginal
terrible,
offside, onside, like that. It was very close. So the VR would have to take a look at that as well. But
but it wouldn't have been offside because I think it's not even touched first. It's touched first by the Real Madrid defender. But I agreed. It's a mistake by the referee. There's no reason to blow the whistle. Knowing you have VAR, let it go. Let it go. But I agreed. I don't think they would have scored in that scenario. Another thing to think about is this game was all about substitutions, right? It's the subs who made all the difference. It does speak to the importance of these bigger rosters that we have now. And really, I think we have to talk. I know we're talking about Real Madrid, but we have to talk about the Alphonso Davies goal and the
yeah.
moment it is for him.
Well, that's what I was saying. Talk about quality goals. I mean, to be honest, I just was not impressed at all with those last 2 goals, but Davies' goal was just like awesome.
I mean,
And the great thing is too is he actually had that last one where he was offsides, but he is the fastest player. So anytime you're putting a long ball on the wing, almost like a Hail Mary equivalent, you just know he's gonna get there. His pacing is great. It's just like he's so sturdy over there. I really wish he could have been utilized more because I really
100%.
think I think they should have I think he should have come on a lot earlier and it would have changed the game.
100%. I think he should have started. He's by far the best player, on this continent, North America, without a doubt. He's an incredible player. I thought he should have started. I thought Tuchel made a mistake taking out Harry Kane as well late because you never know. You could always have Kane on. You never know what he can do. A few strange decisions.
Yeah, that too. Obviously, Davies doing it with his right foot. So Real Madrid gets through in the final. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel was not happy afterward. But who's going to be happy in that situation?
He's never happy.
So, all right, moving on. Let's cover briefly what happened yesterday in the match, and it was not played in Dortmund, where the yellow wall resides. Of course, the yellow wall, the famous stand in Dortmund, but it was played in PSG. But regardless, there was a yellow wall on the pitch, Ishana, in terms of the Dortmund defense.
Well, I would say the Dortmund defense, but even more so, the post was the yellow wall, the woodwork. I mean, PSG hit 4 into the woodwork, and then if you add, view it aggregately, then it's 6, and it's like it was insane. I mean, that is the definition of just those. That was just unlucky. Like very, very unlucky. Those were a lot of quality shots, and but I will say I really was impressed with Dortmund defensively, and more than anything, I just feel like the intensity with which they played was really, really fun to watch. They played a lot in the air, which is really fun. All the subs that came on played really well. Julian Brandt was really fun to watch. I feel like PSG, towards like in the 70th minute, they started pushing. But the thing with them is like, they're just a perfect example of a team, in my opinion, that has never learned how to play like a unit and never learned how to play like a team. They have great players, but honestly, I'm kind of happy that this era of PSG in a way is coming to an end because one by one, we had Neymar, Messi, Mbappe. I mean, Hakimi's whatever, but I'm tired of it. And though they had a good game, they never really reached the potential that they should have.
Yeah.
It's funny because we talk about luck, a team that's blessed in Madrid, and then a team that's cursed in Paris, right? PSG, year after year, unlucky after unlucky. This, I mean, is incredible to hit the post that many times. But I think what you touched upon is the key, is that, yes, they're unlucky, but they lack a collective spirit. And there's an element of creating your own luck. And PSG has never had that collectivity. Then on the other side, you see a team like Madrid who always believes there's a togetherness. You bring on a Modric off the bench. They're polar opposites. In many ways, PSG was probably performed better, the best of the 4 semifinalists, I think, in this match. And yet they don't get the result. Unlucky, but also too much individual spirit and not enough collectivity. And that's the difference. And I think that's what we talk about luck. Some of that is how you move as a unit. I think that's why
So
Madrid
credit to Dortmund as well. I mean, I think we got Mats Hummels getting that goal off a corner kick, Dortmund legend right there, and credit to them. They're going to be going into the final now. The underdog, of course,
they're
they're
not
going to be
out of
huge
it.
underdogs.
They're huge underdogs, but I think this is a matchup they'll be okay with. They'll play, as you said, Ishan, the same way. Keep things high, keep the ball off the ground,
Yeah.
and see what happens. I mean, Lunin. Let's see if Courtois is back. It's maybe a different story. Lunin
that's
is
what I'm worried
susceptible on
about.
corners, right? So I don't see this as sort of far and away Madrid the favorites.
The thing is about Courtois, I mean, you really can't get anything in there with him, but he's not as great on the ground. So they have to be kind of strategic with that. I don't think they're going to get the same, obviously, advantage off set pieces that they did. But I think, I don't know. I mean, this is the fun thing about Champions League, too. It's probably the most international tournament vibe in terms of league play that we see because, you don't have to be the best team and you can still go to the final. And it's, very much mirrors the World Cup in that sort of way to a degree.
Yeah, I think it's going to make for an interesting final for sure. I do think, of course, Real Madrid will come in as favorites, but Dortmund, hey, like Rahi said, I think they're going to play their standard way, and I think that particularly can get the job done in the final. They're not far off, and they've proved that this tournament. So that's
we had this conversation last year, right, with City, and the final was a lot closer than a lot of people thought it was going to be. So I think we could see ourselves. It's a final. It's a Madrid team that doesn't run away from teams, right? They don't really blow people out. They play tight games, which means you're in it. You always have a chance.
All right, so that's a wrap on the semifinals. Any final thoughts from both of you before we close the door on PSG and Bayern Munich?
I mean, I'm kind of sad. I was hoping for an all-German final. I think all the German shepherds of the world would be really excited too, like our family dog. I do feel a little bad for Neuer. He, even though he kind of looks like a Disney villain, and I don't know, there's like something about him that's always looked like that. Like something is brewing. I don't know, but yeah, tough luck,
I'm excited for my man Luka Modric to have his perhaps final game at Real Madrid be a Champions League final. Talking about Disney characters, maybe he's a Disney princess. I don't know.
Very, very well could be, and that would be a great way to end the fairy tale. But anyhow, so the final coming up, Real Madrid versus Dortmund, June 1st. Still some time between now and then. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel. And for those of you out there who are excited for this summer, the Champions League final will be the start to an exciting summer of soccer/football. So for those of you out there, keep watching the beautiful game. Champions League, let's go.